I've got some great spoilers for you guys, right? Tom Holland is actually Peter Parker, who's Spider-Man. And the biggest spoiler, Robert Downey Jr. plays Tony Stark, who's Iron Man. Great spoilers for you there, guys.
What do you think you're doing?
Giving spoilers away. It's a spoiler talk.
Yes, but we don't give away spoilers that the whole entire universe already know. My audience isn't stupid, you know?
I think that guy might be a bit stupid. He might need help.
Hey, maybe that guy. But hey, we've got to be nice to these people.
Yes.
They subscribe to my channel. They tune in regularly. You know, when I have guests on, I expect them to respect these people.
I respect you guys.
So, you know, basically just don't do anything I would do. And definitely don't do anything I wouldn't. There's a small grey area, and that's where you operate.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the spoiler discussion for Spider-Man Homecoming.
Woohoo!
So, we just got back from my second screening for
First one.
for Spider-Man Homecoming, and I've got to say this, it was a lot more impressive the second time round, but I'm going to let this kid here feed what he wants, because he's been really keen to be on my channel for quite some time now, so take it away.
I have to say, compared to Tom Holland's character of Spider-Man, compared to Andrew Garfield's and Tobey Maguire's, it's a lot more childish and a lot more kind of... What's the word I'm looking for? Kind of... Amateurish, yeah.
Well, that's a thing, because he's just starting out as Spider-Man. He's just trying to build up his reputation. This isn't the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield where they have one movie and all of a sudden they're a pro at it. They're actually going to build his character up. I mean, if you look at Civil War, in my opinion, that was the one weakness Tom Holland had in compared to this movie. He looked too ready for things.
Yeah, he got chucked in the deep end, really. He was just like, hey, you're going to be working these great actors who've been doing it for many years. Have fun with it.
Yeah. So, but with this movie, let's just get the biggest spoiler out of the way first. I know a lot of other people have done this, but let's just say this. It's a really big surprise when you find out that the Vulture is Peter's love interest, whose name is Liz. He's her dad.
Dun, dun, dun!
And literally, when Michael Keaton's character of Toombs opens the door, you're literally just thinking to yourself, oh crap. Oh rats. Peter Parker is done for. The Vulture knows who he is. He's got Liz's family. He's got Liz. He's kidnapped them. But then when he starts doing the dad thing, you're just like, okay, what's kind of going on here?
Yeah, and especially it's funny when he's like clicked it in his head and he's just driving. He's just like, hang on a second, he's dating my daughter. Oh my god, he's the Spider-Man. And then he just like, it's amazing how it clocks it in his head, and it's just, you can tell how quickly he can figure it out.
Yeah, this is why he's one of the best Marvel Cinematic Universe villains we've had since Loki, because, and the Winter Soldier, I forgot to say that in my non-spoiler review.
I love the Winter Soldier, he was good.
Yeah, and, you know, but you understand the purpose why he's stealing all this Stark tech and all the alien weaponry from the Avengers battles. This is what we can talk about here, of course.
Yeah. That is true. But I have to say, the best part, his best scene was when he turned around to Spider-Man and said, you've got two choices here, kid. You can either continue interfering with my plans and get murdered, or you can go out and show my daughter the best time. But not too much fun.
Yes, that was an interesting part, and it really gave like this whole deep villainy to the character. But the thing is, with Michael Keaton's character, he's a villain you don't hate. You actually, like I've said, you understand why he's doing what he's doing.
And he kind of grows on you, and he kind of becomes the villain that you just can't hate. You just gotta love.
Yeah. And as for Robert Downey Jr., they blended him perfectly into this movie, and it's really interesting. Like, the first time you see the Iron Man suit, again, bit of a throwback to Iron Man 3, but he's not actually in it. He's actually in, like, some weird country. He might be in Dubai, for all we know. Like,
I was thinking more India, but that's just me.
Yeah, yeah. But he's got these glasses
drink.
Yeah, but he's got these glasses on and things, and you just think to yourself, really? You're trying to save Spider-Man, and you don't think you actually have to be there? But then the second time we see him, and he's really mad at Peter, which they already gave away in the trailers, how that it's interesting the way how Tony Stark is the one to give Peter the with great power comes great responsibility speech, but instead he does it in such a practical way with, if you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it, which is true, which only forces Peter to go on and prove himself without the Stark tech suit and go back to his old fancy duds.
Yeah. And it's just he kind of reflects Uncle Ben's character in a great way. I mean, they haven't got the Uncle Ben in this one. It's kind of set after it's already happened, after he's been bit by a spider. There's no origin story. And they kind of blend Tony Stark as more of his Uncle Ben.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They kind of made this an origin movie without telling the origin. Because how many times do we have to see Peter Parker bit by a spider and then his uncle dead in the street?
I got repetitive. If they did it a third time, I just would have been like, nope.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man would have been done as a cinema character by then.
And it would have been weird because he had him already set up in Civil War, and then if they'd have made an origin story to set before, it's just would not have worked at all.
No, and the best thing is that they do with this version of Spider-Man is you realise just how many sacrifices this kid has had to make when all he wants is a normal life. He wants to go and spend time with his friends. He wants to do all these extracurricular activities, but the trouble is, because he's waiting for a phone call from Happy Hogan and Tony to come and join the Avengers, he can't just go ahead and have a normal life. So you really feel for the kid because he just wants to be normal and he can't because he's a superhero.
It's kind of weird because if you think about it, in the Tobey Maguire trilogy, you've got the first one where he has all his sacrifices, and then the second one it shows what his life is like if he had just lived a normal life and how much better it would be. And they kind of reflected that in the movie as well, because when Tony took away his suit and been like, yeah, just stop, just be a friendly neighborhood, and you show that how he could have got the girl, he made time for all his best mates, he enjoyed what he was doing, and then he goes back to it and just kind of represents just how much being a superhero is gonna you have to sacrifice.
Yeah, and I have to say this. I mean, Michael Keaton, he's one of those actors that I've seen very rarely give a bad performance in a movie. And you would have thought with something like this, like being like one of Spider-Man's secondary villains. The thing is with the Vulture, he's not as well known as people like Doc Ock or the Green Goblin or Venom or Carnage or even people like that. So that was interesting, but it was nice to see the Shocker in this movie as well, or Shockers, should we say? Because do you want to feed what happens to the first Shocker?
First Shocker, which one was the first Shocker? There's lots of first Shockers.
Well, okay.
In my opinion, there's lots because it's the first time I've seen the movie. So.
Yeah, well, the first Shocker in this movie and what happens to him, he kind of gets incinerated.
Yeah.
Like right from the start. Then all of a sudden, he gets thrown off to this other guy, and you're just like, okay, this guy's the Shocker now, and okay, he's a lot more of a badass villain. And also an interesting Easter egg, we get Miles Morales' uncle in this movie as a criminal as well.
That was brilliant.
Which I thought was interesting, and it would be nice for a future Marvel movie to introduce Miles Morales into the Spider-Man universe, but please without killing off Peter Parker, thank you very much.
Yeah, because it wouldn't really work as a great Spider movie if they killed him off.
No.
Although what I have to say I did like is that they used different characters, because you got all the Spider-Man, you got the classic Harry, Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, but they used different ones, like his best friend Ned, Lard, and then they had, instead of Mary Jane, they had a girl called Liz. It was a nice change, a nice refreshing thing to see.
Although let's just get on to this with Zendaya. Her name's
Zendaya.
Yes, but her name's Michelle, but people call her MJ.
Yeah.
Why does this really great individual character all of a sudden have to be Mary Jane Watson? It doesn't make any sense. You know, where's the, hey, you just hit the jackpot, Tiger? You know, that sassiness. And this is something that Kirsten Dunst was lacking in the original trilogy while I'm on it.
Yeah, and she just kind of it was great just to see how laid back she was like, yeah, I don't really care.
I mean, I have no problem with Mary Jane's character being a different race, if you will. None whatsoever. I mean, it's kind of interesting, though, how, like, lately, I mean, we've had characters like Iris West, Wally West, and now Mary Jane all go from being, like, these redheads to a completely different character entirely. And it's worked in this day and age.
It has. And it's also great to see that they didn't use Spider-Man as... Sorry, not Spider-Man. They didn't use all of his loved ones as enemies. They're literally just like, nah, I don't like him. I'm just gonna go kill him.
Yeah, and that's what worked for this movie. Anyway, I think that's about wraps it up. I think we've pretty much covered all the big stuff. Can you think of anything?
I'd say the biggest spoiler and the biggest shocker was Zendaya coming like, yeah, my friends, they call me MJ. And I was literally like, wow, you can't just leave, you have to leave in a bombshell, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much. But yes, that's going to do it for our spoiler talk. Yes. Thank you for watching this, and thank you to Owen here for joining me today. It's been a pleasure, sir.
It's been a pleasure to be here.
You take care of yourselves, and I'm hoping that this kid here will check out a YouTube channel. What do you think? Has he got a face that's so lovable for YouTube?
No, I don't really.
Anyway, guys, I will see you all on the next one. Feel free to click here to see more and subscribe, as I do make new videos as often as I can. And feel free to comment below and tell us what your favourite spoiler moments were from Spider-Man Homecoming. And as always, guys, I shall see you all on the next one, and take care.
Woohoo! And also, big spoiler is still the fact that Tony Stark is Iron Man. I'm going to leave it there.
Ah!